Welcome back. So in the previous video, we've been discussing about the different types of motion. So in this video, we're going to discuss about the condition for straight line motion, peculiar, ratchet and Paul mechanism we're going to be discussing in this video. Yes, first we're going to say about the condition for an exact straight line motion. See, some of the equipments, instruments are being used in order to draw the ellipse circle. So similarly, this is also one of the motions where we can able to provide an exact straight line motion. So in this the figure B moves on the circumference of the circle with the center of the O and the radius O to A. Then the point C will be extensions. So this point C will extend the tracing point of the AB along with the product, that is AB and the AC will be the constant. This is how we can able to consider an exact straight line motion. So coming to the peculiar mechanism, so this peculiar mechanism also one of the mechanism is been used in order to draw the exact straight line motion mechanism. So here you can able to see the link A is the input link. We can able to see this A is the input link and the E moves along the circular path of the radius, that is E moves along the circular path of the radius AE. You can able to see along the circular path of the radius AE, and also this EC will be equal to ED, that will be equal to PC, and that will be equal to PD, and that will become the BC will be equal to BD. So when the point P starts moving, you can able to see the points P starts moving the mechanism along with the exact straight line. So the BA, this point B to A will extend that line. So when extending that line particularly, that will causes the exact straight line motion mechanism. So to prove that, we have an equation, that is BP will lay in the straight line. So to prove the product of BE and BP is constant, so you can able to see in the triangle BFC and PFC. So B square will be equal to FB square plus FC square, and P square will be equal to PF square plus FC square. So when we are substituting this, so but since BC and PC are constant products, of BP and B is constant, which is the condition for the exact straight line motion. So thus the point B will always be straight line perpendicular to the BA. So this P will be processed a perpendicular straight line with corresponding to with point B and A. So this is about a peculiar straight line motion mechanism. So next one, coming to the robot mechanism. So this is the 4-bar mechanism, where mainly the 4-bar mechanisms has been used to transfer the motion. Normally all the machineries which we are going to be used in the mechanisms is to transfer the motions, so from one form to the other form. So hence this is mainly the 4-bar mechanism. The robot mechanisms also work similarly for the in the form of 4-bar mechanism. So this is a 4-bar mechanism where PCD is a single integral link. So also the dimensions of AC, BD and CP and PD are equal. So point P of the mechanism moves very nearly along the line AB. You can able to see this line AB will move along the points. This AC, BD and CP. You can able to see this. So this will PD. These are all equal. So the point P of the mechanism moves very nearly to the line of AB. So very nearly to the line of AB. This is how we can able to produce a 4-bar mechanism. So coming to the Geneva wheel mechanism. So the Geneva wheel mechanism is nothing but in this mechanism, the link A will be the driver and it contains a pin which is engages the slots on the driver link B. The slots are positioned in such a manner that the pin enters and leaves them tangentially, avoiding the impacting during the transmission of motion. So this type of mechanism has been used in the milling machines for fixing the indexing wheel. So whenever we are going to fixing the indexing wheel for to make groove cutting or to make gear drives which will be used to fix the indexing plate, mainly this slots has been pin and slot has been used in order to engage the driver and driven link. So each in this mechanism, the link A is the driver and the pin contains with the engages the slot. The pin will be fixed and contains the slots. So the slots are positioned in such a manner that the pin enters and leaves them tangentially. Once after the one circular rotation, so it enters and it leaves the tangentially. That is by avoiding the impact loading. So sudden impact loading can be reduced by using this Geneva wheel mechanism. So next one is about the Paul and ratchet mechanism. So the ratchets are used to transfer the motion of rotation or translation motion, or intermediate motion of the translation motion can be converted. So as this lever will be engaging for the each drive. So this is also mainly used in the cutting of any gear drives. So the Paul will be holding and to prevent the reserve motion. So once after the cutting that, so it will go to the next gear teeth in order to hold rigidly for the process of converting the motion from rotational or translation, or either from rotational to the translation, or from translation to the intermediate motion. So these ball and ratchet mechanisms are mainly used is, so ratchets are used to transform motion. So mainly these are being used to transform the motion or rotation, or in even the rotational motion, or in a translation motion, or into the intermediate motion can be done. As the ratchet A, see this wheel C is the pole. As the lever B, we can able to see this lever B is made to oscillate. Whenever this lever B is oscillating, the ratchet wheel will rotate in anti-clockwise. You can able to see that will rotate in anti-clockwise with an intermediate motion. Intermediate means the motion which will be having intermediate motion. So along with that, holding the pole that is the D is prevent to the reverse motion, means this reduces the speed to move in the reverse motion. That is about an pole and ratchet mechanism. Mainly these motions or mechanisms has been used to convert to the rotary motion, translation, or an intermediate motion. So next we're going to discuss about the toggle mechanism. So the toggle mechanisms are used for a very large distance or to overcome through a short distance. So these mechanisms are used for a very large resistance. So whenever it is used for a very large resistance to overcome through the short distance. To overcome the short distance, we are going to use for a large resistance. So here the effort applied will be the small, but acts over the large distance. The small effort can be applied, but the large distance, the mechanism can able to transmit the resistance for a large distance. In this mechanism, we can able to see in the figure. So the input link is the two is this link is an input link to which the power is supplied, and the 6 we can able to see this link 6, the output link, the 6 will be the output link which has to overcome the external resistance. So link 4 and 5 will be having an equal length. This link 4 and 5 will be having an equal length. So whenever this is applying the force on this link to within a larger resistance, the force which will be applied on this link, so because of this pressure, so these two links will be extending with a, because the link 5 and the link 4 will be having a equal distance, the link 6 is then a distance which will be overcoming, or the output link what we are going to be considered. So because of this external force which will be applied on this mechanism, so the large forces can be, and the larger resistance can be overcome to the short distance. You can able to see the toggle mechanism are mainly used for a large resistance to overcome for a short distances. So hence this type of mechanism is used in the, mainly it is used in the punching presses, or even in the textiles, where mainly it is used for a printing purpose, where this type of mechanisms has been mainly adopted. Why this type of mechanisms is because even it go for a large with a small power, it can able to produce a large resistance to overcome to the short distances. So the process will be continuously repeating process also, especially in the punching machines, or in a printings, or even it is in the printing press, where the bulk number of copies has to be printed repeatedly with the same dimension. So at that particular time in that particular machine, this type of mechanisms will be used. So you can able to see this is the input link where the power will be supplied, and this is the output link where 6, and the 5 and 4 will be having the links, that is which is transferring that power and converting to the some useful work, that is output. Output is the input is nothing but we are going to supply power for a large resistance to come over the short distances. So based on this condition only the toggle mechanism works. So the power amount of power also supplied is very small, but the output will be for a large resistance. So the short distance or the output will be very good whenever you're going to apply the force on these machines in order to convert or transmit the motion for a repetitive process of work. So this is how about an toggle mechanisms. So these are some of the mechanisms are mainly used for only the particular applications. So this mechanism like toggle or a ball and ratchet, so are mainly only it is applicable or required only for certain applications. So based on this only we're going to select the, based on application we're going to select that particular type of mechanisms in order to convert from one form of energy or to do some useful work based on these considerations only. So this is about a toggle and ball and ratchet mechanism.